With the continued construction of the Winter Street Bridge, some of the businesses on the south side of town are having a tough time keeping customers. One business in particular is sending out a resounding, "We are still here," and plan to be for maybe another 100 years. Over on Route 135, close to the Ashland line, there is a house on a corner with a beautiful stone wall around it and a small sign, Framingham Baking Company. Go around the side of the building and down the stairs, and you have found one of Framingham's landmarks and most delicious institutions, celebrating 100 years in business. With fourth-generation owners and siblings Joan and Ernie Thomas and Kathy Rich, with some help from Mother Roseanne, the Framingham Baking Company is still making bread, rolls, and their famous pizza daily. A destination and gathering spot, the bakery has evolved with their customers, but still holds some traditions near and dear, like the special Tuesday baking of pasta dura, a classic Italian crusty bread made with a stiff dough that is exceptionally soft inside.
My grandparents both came from Italy when they were 17. Their cousin was already here. He opened the bakery. They came out to work for a year and help him. They bought it off him 6 years later, and they were here ever since. All in the family, 100 years.
I think I was 12 years old when I used to come down and stand on a crate to use the slicer and slice the bread. I was born upstairs. The baker down here brought the bread scale up and weighed me, and I was only 7.5 pounds. Look at me now. The business had changed quite a bit because people stopped eating white bread. So my daughter Joan introduced cookies, cakes, and other novelties so that people would still come in. My favorite thing is the chocolate cake and the whoopie pies, because I'm a chocolate fiend. Well, I think the pizza is our most popular item. If we didn't have the pizza, we'd be out. I think that I liked seeing my mother, her conversations with the customers, and every child that came in would get a roll, and they're still telling me today that my mother always gave them a roll. And I think that was nice of her. My father always sat here to watch the customers and watch the workers and give us advice. I think he made some of the girls nervous, but everybody looked forward to seeing him here. I love seeing the customers. They all come in and talk to me about their grandparents and great-grandparents that used to come in here, so they would probably be the third or fourth generation.
Pasta dura, hard pasta. It's a stiff pasta. Pretty hard dough, and we only make it on Tuesdays because it's a pain. For one special customer, he taught me how to pick the porcinis. So naturally, his nickname is Signor Porcini. Half sesame, half unsesame, because some like it, some don't. This has 2-day-old dough mixed in with a fresh batch of bread and a little bit more salt, and then we run it through some rollers that breaks the gluten. It's a dough break, and it comes out really smooth on the inside. Want to rip a loaf of bread apart and go for the middle? That's the one. One is a Signor Porcini's. You can't buy this anywhere.
Questo qui è il posto più buono che fa il pane di tutto il Massachusetts. The most tasteful bread you can never buy. Making it this only for me.
Well, tell everybody.
You cannot buy that.